Hola a todos, espero que se encuentren bien. Quería en primer lugar pedirles disculpas un poco por la informalidad del video, pero acaba de salir de FIU, en donde estaba el senador Erik Scott sosteniendo un evento. Y en conversaciones con los medios después, acaba de confirmar que sostuvo la semana pasada una reunión con Erik Prince en la que hablaron sobre la operación para liberar a Venezuela. Y posterior a esa conversación que tuvo con Erik Prince fue que ha conversado con el senador Rubio y han pasado el bill para aumentar a 100 millones de dólares la recompensa por Nicolás Maduro. Como ustedes bien saben, esto es sumamente importante para nosotros, es sumamente importante para la libertad de Venezuela y por eso pues se los quería compartir de inmediato. Todavía él comenta que hace falta evidentemente negociar con los congresistas demócratas para poder pasar este bill, pero si esto llega a suceder y luego de su conversación con Prince y todo lo que ya se ha hablado, creo que las, las ganas o las ansias y la operación por liberar a Venezuela está cada vez más cerca. Les voy a compartir el video con la rueda de prensa y les estaré ampliando la información en el resto del día.
It's exciting to be here. First off, it's exciting to be here at FIU. I want to thank everybody that came today. We live in a great state, but we have to fight anti-Semitism. When I got elected in 2010, there was anti-Semitism at one of our universities, and we had to fight it. I want to thank future Senator Randy Fine for his fight. Seemed like everything I got done when I was governor, Randy was right in the middle of it to get things done. But we've got a lot to do. We have people live in our country that are pro-Hamas. That's despicable. We have people live in our country that are anti-Jews. That's despicable. We have people live in our country that don't want to support our greatest ally probably in the world, Israel. So what we did today is talk about what are some ideas that we can come up with to make sure we fight anti-Semitism. And I think the idea that we're all here talking about it has an impact. I'm hoping that in November that we will have a Republican Senate, we'll have a Republican White House, we'll have a Republican House, and we can do things. If I'm able to become the leader of the Republican Party, which will make me majority leader, we will not support Hamas. We will defund Hamas. We will defund the UN. It does not help us anymore. We'll make sure universities, they don't get a dime if they want to support anti-Semitism events on their campuses. So we've got a lot to do. This is our country. We got to save this country. We got to fight like hell to make sure it happens. So, future Senator Randy Fine.
Oh, thank you. Look, this is about Senator Scott, and he's been an amazing champion for the Jewish people and for the state of Israel since the time that he was governor. A lot of people talk the talk, but a lot don't walk the walk. And so we're very, very lucky as Jews in the state of Florida that we have him up there fighting for us, and I think it's critically important that he be up there fighting for us some more. So thank you for having us today.
Thanks. We can answer any questions like this.
Right here. Southwest Independent newspaper. First off, I'm gratitude for your message for us because we are in the 15th anniversary edition, but at the same time we are the only media that managed by Jews. So I'm very proud that you support our community. How do you feel today with this special event that we have here?
Well, it's special to be here. I mean, thank God we live in this country. Thank God we have the opportunities we have. And I think we've got to cherish everybody's individual life and everybody's, we've got a lot of culture in this, and just take our state. The state's the best multi-pot probably in the world. And so I think it's important that we recognize, all the cultures that live here, and the fact that you take a city like Miami. Miami is an unbelievable place where you have so many people from everywhere, and they get along. We have low crime rate. People have opportunities. We have great businesses because we have got the best talent. It seems like we got the best talent all around the world that came to Miami.
Next question right here. You good?
Okay.
Right here.
Oh, off subject. I'm sorry. Anything on the Maduro situation?
Yeah, it's I was with Erik Prince last week, and he said, if we raise the ante on catching Maduro to $100 million, maybe something will happen. So right now it's 15. We can do it without taking any taxpayer money. So I have a bill that's going to take non-taxpayer money that we've confiscated from Maduro and his cronies, and we're going to raise the bar from $15 to $100 million. We're going to get this guy stopped. He's a narco trafficker. He's trying to steal an election right now. The way he treats Venezuelans is despicable. So I'm very hopeful.
Sí, en español,
Sí.
la situación sobre Maduro y las
Maduro,
expectativas
yeah.
sobre el proyecto de ley que han
Yeah.
presentado.
So Maduro es una amenaza. Si mi corazón está con todo el pueblo de Venezuela, venezolanos que están aquí, venezolanos que están en Venezuela, yo tengo una ley de mucho dinero para Maduro no tiene poder, tiene en prisión.
Yeah, to make possible this law, you need to deal with the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
Are you doing like talks with them,
Yeah.
like to make the approval?
Yeah. Yo hablo con demócratas en el Senado para mi proyecto de ley y espero que
You think it's possible?
sí, yeah, I think so. I think I've got a good.
Reason that Venezuela was called El Dorado, the city of gold, because there is unbelievable natural wealth in the ground. They have more oil than Saudi Arabia, more gold than you can imagine. But now the government there, the Maduro cartel, has been allowed to steal not one, not two, but 3 elections. This last round, this election that they just had in July, the opposition parties won 70% of the vote. Maduro won 30%. And of course, all the diaspora, all the people that have left Venezuela, that are living in the United States or Mexico or Colombia, Peru, are not permitted to vote. But even then, 70% of the people voted to oust these guys. They are backed by the Cubans, they're backed by the Iranians, they're backed by the Russians, and also they're taking it down the road of more poverty, more despair, more socialism. And to me, it's very concerning because what they've done, the goal of kind of a state capture of a political party to where there's really not elections anymore, it's kind of what happens in California when the Democrats win those elections and the people in California are stuck with it. Now, a lot of them are voting with their feet, just like the people in Venezuela are voting with their feet and leaving. There's been another 1.5 million people just since July have left Venezuela. Trump is right to complain about Venezuela because they've literally sent all their murderers. They emptied their prisons and sent them as illegals up in the United States. You have the Trendiagua gangs active in New York and Colorado. They took over some apartment buildings recently. It's just a mess. And I actually, after the election, I trolled Maduro by posting on X his wanted poster, because he's actually wanted for drug trafficking. There's a $15 million bounty. I said, if Biden and Harris want to support justice and actual democracy in Venezuela, they should up the bounties of these wanted criminals, of him, of Maduro, his interior minister, Cabello, and some others, and just up the bounties to $100 million apiece. They could use frozen funds of the Venezuelan government that the U.S. is already sitting on and sit back and watch the magic happen. They didn't do that, but it's really gone viral in Venezuela. They're really hoping people from America, people from freedom-loving countries will help them get rid of this Marxist socialist gang that is now fully oppressing the country, having rejected 3 elections where they lost, and now staying in power. The Cubans literally flew hundreds of additional security agents into the country. The Iranians are there in force, as are the Chinese. So it's the Monroe Doctrine is definitely dead by the United States allowing this kind of nonsense to continue. And it does affect us because it pushes more and more people from Venezuela into the United States. Some are great, some are not so great.